In the last decade, billions of dollars have been spent by OECD, the world's most developed countries, to improve the social and economic infrastructure of developing countries. For example, Canada disbursed approximately $2.26 billion in aid to Afghanistan alone. Many believe that encouraging development in these countries is the best strategy to fight poverty, radicalism, and violations of human rights. However, there is a big obstacle. Many resources in developing countries go to waste because of high levels of corruption. One possible cause of corruption is kin, tribal, or ethnic favoritism. We speculated that people may be predisposed to help those who are closer to them, so we created a corruption game with real money payoffs to test this. In the game, the first player can choose to bribe the second player. If the bribe is accepted, they both get more money, but a passive third player loses money. We conducted this experiment with different combinations of siblings, co-ethnics, and strangers in two countries, Canada and Iran. We found that siblings were more likely to favor each other than co-ethnics. In other words, the more related the briber and the bribee are, the more likely they favor each other and corruption occurs. This is true for all countries. However, family and kin networks are not the same in all places. In Middle Eastern countries like Iran, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria, more than 30% of marriages are between cousins, and siblings usually live with their parents before marriage and close to each other after marriage. For this reason, finding siblings for our experiment in Iran was much easier than Canada. In these countries, tribes and clans are still an important part of people's lives. Two people from the same extended family or tribe in Afghanistan might feel as related as siblings, meaning they are likely to find themselves in a situation where they are tempted to show favoritism. The close-knit fabric of kin and ethnic ties helps people in these countries to cope with difficult situations like poverty, violence, and lack of social safety nets. However, it may also lead to high corruption by encouraging nepotism and favoritism. To further check this theory, we also analyzed data on 72 countries around the world and found the same pattern. Societies with higher cousin marriage rates and tighter kin networks tend to have higher rates of corruption. Of course, corruption is a complex problem. The nature of kinship ties is only one important factor among many. But by understanding the complex causes of corruption better, we are empowered to fight corruption more effectively, to foster economic growth in developing nations, and to promote world peace.